There's currently this new Yu-Gi-Oh fan game in closed beta right now called Yu-Gi-Oh DMO, and they're holding a tournament for some of their closed beta keys. And since I think this is a cool project and I've been excited for it for a while now, I thought, why not join? Now there is a little bit of a twist of this tournament. One, there's a 180 card pool that we can pull from, but we can only have one of each of the cards in the deck. So after like 10 minutes of making my deck and having to remake it because I forgot to save it, I came to this. The idea behind this deck is get one of these two cards out, Dark Magician and Chaos Sorcerer, but we never want to get both of them out at the same time, because if both of them are out of play, we're going to have a real hard time combating any of their heavy hitters. Now Dark Magician's really good in this, because there's so many support cards to get him out faster and more reliably. And he has the highest attack out of the card pool, making him really good for getting other high attack monsters off the field. Now let's talk about our other ace monster, Chaos Sorcerer. Chaos Sorcerer is honestly probably better than Dark Magician, because all you have to do is banish a light and dark monster from your graveyard, and you get a special summon him, meaning you still get your normal summon for the turn, so you get 2 for 1. And he's 2300 attack, meaning he can attack over most of the monsters. So he is crazy good and everybody's probably going to use him. When I was building around Dark Magician, I already had a bunch of dark cards, so I really didn't have to worry about that to summon Chaos Magician. So all I really needed to do was gather some really good light cards, which you should see both of those there. Now let's just quickly go through the rest of my deck so we can hurry up and get onto the actual games. Here's all my disruption and destruction spells to stop my opponent from setting up their field a crazy amount. Here's all my stalling cards, which will allow me to buy time to be able to draw or be able to summon my stronger monsters such as Dark Magician or Chaos Sorcerer. Alright, let's move on to the last category of cards I'm going to bring up. Of course, there are cards I haven't mentioned yet, but I don't think they're that important. They come up, but they're not that big of a deal. This category is graveyard control and equip cards, so I can get out my stronger monsters from the graveyard to resummon them, and to allow me to buff my weaker monsters to allow them to actually be able to put up a fight. Now, some of you might be asking, why do you have 41 cards and not 40? Like a sane human being. Well, that is an amazing question. When I was having to remake the deck, I somehow ended up with 45 cards. I don't know where the other 5 came from. I looked at that for so long. It took forever. And I ended up 41. I still to this day don't know what card I put in there afterwards. I have no clue. I don't know what happened. Anyways, I thought this deck was looking pretty good, and we should do pretty decent with it. You can even ask past me. I'm so not confident in this deck. It's so bad. I want to get first round to Dark Tide. Let's just go into the games. What? That's fine. Now let's go ahead and get into our first match of the tourney. My starting is actually pretty good. I have Skilled Dark Magician, which has 1900 attack, and if 3 spells are played in total while it's on the field, I get to special summon Dark Magician from my deck. And I have Gold Sarcophagus, which will allow me to pull a card from my deck 2 turns later into my hand for free. Which for this one I actually decide to use Yugioh, so I can stop him from playing traps. Now on his turn, he actually activates Wave Motion Cannon, which for every one of my standby phases he can choose to do 1000 damage per. And then he activates Scapegoat to put 4 tokens to stall me out And from right now, I'm expecting him to be playing more of a stall deck, which is annoying. Which actually isn't that big a deal since we have a lot of things to get rid of his main thing back there, Wave Motion Cannon. We can go ahead and activate Skilled Dark Magician here to get Dark Magician out on the field though, which is really good for us. And on top of that, we have a 1900 monster that will be able to just help us get rid of some of his stalling tokens. Which we go ahead and do. And I think we just in turn here and see what he has to offer us. Now onto his turn. He actually just ends his turn immediately, which is really good for us when he has nothing in his hand to use. We draw Premature Burial, which isn't terrible, but it's not useful right now. Though I summon Jinzo, which I don't think is a very good move in hindsight, but I did it anyways at that time. And we just go ahead and attack into the tokens, which will empty his field so he has nothing. But Jinzo isn't a good move because he has no trap card, so he's kind of just out there for being high damage. Now all he does is set down a trap card, which actually is pretty good since Jinzo's out. Then he uses Lightning Vortex, I think is what that one's called, and destroys both of us, which is really rough. So we can go ahead and use Premature Burial to get back out our Dark Magician, but first just Gravekeeper Spy to solve for some better stuff. And we go ahead and bring out Dark Magician here, which puts us back in a very good position. But he bottomless trap pulls it and ruins our entire plan, and we're forced to end our turn in a very bad position. He actually just ends his turn right off the bat, and we draw Magic Jammer, which will allow us, whenever he activates Wave Motion Cannon, to deactivate, which it puts us in a pretty good spot. I then summon Blade Knight to be able to do some damage to him, and then we're able to end our turn while he is at 6,400 life points. Now let's see what he is able to come back with. The answer was actually nothing, believe it or not. Again, we draw Mage Power, which isn't too helpful. I was tempted to use it, but I didn't. And then I still have Copycat in my hand, which I'm debating what I should do. I decided to summon Dark Magician Girl with this Gravekeeper Spy, just to try and get this extra damage off while we have the chance. So this is a very risky play. Though so far it's worked out for us. If he has another thing like he did to our Dark Magician and Jinzo, we are in trouble though. He sets a card. Could be a flip effect card. Chances are he's just desperate since he's so low on life points. He ends his turn there though. We get Magician Circle, which would allow us to summon a 2000 attack monster. Spellcaster monster specifically. I decide to use Mage's Power on Blade Knight, which buffs him up to 2,000? Okay, I was about to say that shouldn't be just 2,000. 2,500. So he's real big now. But it's Blast Fair, so we will be destroying our Blade Knight, unfortunately. But he only has one turn left. Chances are he's probably going to use his Wave Motion Cannon soon. So this might be the most interesting chain of events I've seen in a while. They summon Misjudge, which after 2 coin flips you can deny a activation of a card. But he uses Shrink to make it so where he can attack my Dark Magician roll. And then next turn, Blast Fair will destroy my Blade Knight, leaving me open with very little life points remaining. Which is a very good move. What I do here is I set Raigeki Break. Give it a second. And then I summon Copycat to hopefully be able to get the effect off to copy the Misjudge, which I do get. I then Attack into Misjudge, planning to use Magic Circle, or Magician Circle, to be able to summon my Tricky, which has 2k attack. But they also need to summon something. They summon Breaker, the Magical Warrior. So I actually changed my attack with Copycat into Breaker. So my Copycat can revive, then attack with Tricky. We're going to use Wave Motion Cannon the next turn to try and finish me off. Which, it turns out, that Magic Jammer doesn't work on a continuous effect card that's already placed. I had to learn that through this one. So yes, I did lose my first duel. The good news, though, is it is a double elimination bracket tournament. So all we do is go into the loser's bracket for the chance of going against the winner of the winner's bracket to win the tourney. So we still have a chance in this, okay? Right on to the next duel. Pretty mediocre hand, honestly. It's not great. So I just set Gravekeeper Spy in that Mystical Space Typhoon and end. Okay, he's being very slow on his. Also doesn't seem like he has a very good hand since he placed X-Head Cannon, which is only a 600 beater with nothing too special. And he takes 400 for attacking into my Gravekeeper Spy, which is really good for us. Because he's going to have issues getting over that unless he has some sort of one tribute monster in his hand. Then he uses Smashing Ground, which kind of ruins that whole plan from where it started. And I might as well use MST here. Get rid of that. Lambda removal is a good one to actually get rid of. It's not too bad. This turn I do go for something pretty risky. I special summon Tricky by discarding Morphing Jar. And I use the special summon from Morphing Jar into Tricky to normal summon Jinzo, which is really probably not a good move, but we do it anyway, so you can't use traps, and we attack into his X-Head Cannon, causing 600 and a 2400 wall to get over. Yeah, and that's why I said it wasn't a very good move. And now they just get a 1500 attack on me with nothing in my hand to actually be able to do anything. Which is just great. All over that. Amazing. I draw Legendary Jujutsu Master here, actually pretty good. This will let me send their monster back to their hand if they attack into it. They draw a they're getting a monster here, so they can attack me, or they can fuse them together for more attack. I'm hoping they fuse them, which they do. Obviously, I knew this already. Future me, you know, great. And they actually do attack into my Legendary Jujutsu Master, giving me a free open field as long as I can draw a monster, which is huge. And I bricked. Now, as you'll see here, I'm just frantically looking at my graveyard to see if I can ever get out my Chaos Sorcerer at any moment at all, or I'm screwed. Because I just have to pass here, because I can't play anything. Not looking good, and he has his X-Head Cannon out. Not great. I'll be honest, it's not great. And he just gets a free 1800 attack on me. And at this point, I was just hoping I'd draw anything. Which I did. Got a Blade Knight out. So I don't remember if I had a dark card in my graveyard or not at this point. I don't know what I was thinking during that, but it's fine. And I just have to just play in defense. I can't attack over his X-Head Cannon. And I might be able to play Chaos Sorcerer. I feel like I did. Don't remember though. tributes out Jinzo afterwards. I don't know why he didn't do that before. To this day. Yeah, I can't play Chaos Sorcerer. And with that, I can also play Reflect Boundary. But the issue with Chaos Sorcerer, actually... Oh, right, I can banish. That's what I was thinking. Right. Yeah, with Chaos Sorcerer, you can banish the other person's card. So it's actually perfect for this situation. It's a good thing we were able to actually get that out, and I just play Effect Boundary just to get some extra damage off. This will be a lot of his health just gone this turn. So I can't attack with Chaos Sorcerer. Because I banished. So he uses Upstart Goblin, gives me 1,000 life points to draw another card in his deck. This is own Reflect Boundary, which how Reflect Boundary works if you don't know already. So if I attack into it, I take the points of damage of my attacking monster to my life points, which is a pretty good stall tactic because you probably don't usually want to attack into it. I do draw Enraged Battle Locks here though, which is pretty good. Now I just activate Chaos Sorcerer's effect so I don't gotta take that damage. Because the less damage I take, the better, and the longer I can stall if I need to. And I attack into him with both of my 1700 attack monsters. Closing it on the end of this duel, I actually do start talking occasionally. So I will show you when I'm talking. Oh, this is so scary, man. I'm stressed. Yeah, for the most part, that's all I really had to say. He just sets a card and passes. I draw my own Upstart Goblin, actually, which is pretty good. Only draw in a Man-Eater Bug, though, which isn't as good. But should be fine, unless he has, like, Cyber Jar or something underneath there, we just a win. I just go ahead and attack just in case with my Chaos Sorcerer. And here's some more of my commentary of the day. I think that's GG's. We actually won one, boys. We're on the board. Unless he has an actual trap back there. Okay. And with that, it's our first win of the day, brother. Let's go. Oh, why did I decide to do this? This is so stressful. On to the third match. I go ahead and summon Blade Knight. My hand actually isn't looking too bad this time around, and I just set it in MST. See what he has. He sets a card, which I'm gonna go ahead and pop with MST. Sakuretsu's armor, it's good because I could have got rid of one of our bigger hitters later on. He then uses brain control to kick my Blade Knight. So what I'm going to do here is actually, I'm going to stop narrating. I hope you enjoyed my stuff narrating, but I actually do start talking. It's a little bit more spaced out than what my narrating has been so far. But regardless, I hope you still enjoy. And bye from future me. Probably going to use it for a tribute here. Yep. This should be fine. I'll get rid of sarcophagus. Because I can brick me if I don't get it in my first hand. Put that. This is a tough choice. I kind of want. I'm just gonna crushing ground then end. What you doing your at this card? I don't know. Oh, it's fine. Fortunately, I think I have to tank this and just hope I get something good. I really don't want to waste that card. No matter what here, I get out tricky though. I take scapegoat. Oh, I thought I was getting it to my hand. Oh no, I thought I was getting to my hand. That's fine. I'm being able to thin my deck anyways. For cards I actually need. This scapegoat was one of the things I needed. I think I had to discard, you know, do we stand? Because he's kind of my win con right now. Oh, now I have to use this. Or else I just straight up lose. So now my win con is kind of gone. And I'm not sure what else I can even do, honestly. Just thinking about crashing them. I don't know if it's a good idea or not, personally. Probably not, since I'll be able to get a monster out next turn. But he's doing it in— oh no, he gets his monster too, doesn't he? But I still get a free attack in. This works out for me, actually. Because my win con is now back in play. Well, it isn't smart to do it right now. Actually, I don't get him. That sucks. I still get tricky out, though. Because I can't be special summon, I forgot. But it allows me to stall a bit longer. That sucks. Oh, he doesn't get that back because of his very special effect. I can use this to get all these goat out. Allow me to stall a bit longer. Scapegoat. No, I'm not going to use Scapegoat just yet, but it is a really good backup just to have in my hand. And I still have Scapegoat. There's probably a trap just gonna destroy like Mirror Force or something, knowing what was in the draft. Yep. Go ahead and activate that. That's what I expected. That's why I scapegoated. Which I should have waited, to be fair, on the scapegoat, but it's fine. But they call it the Mirror Force, though. Can't say I'm not a gamer. Is he playing as a zombie deck? I wasn't paying attention. I mean, there's not really enough zombie cards to play a zombie deck, but I think the plan was to get him out with that, which he can't do. Go ahead. Jinzo. Are we waiting another turn, seems like? These can't be attributed. Few cards I can draw here to get me out of this. Not bad. Kind of hoping to save Saifuretsu armor for the tribute. He doesn't seem to be getting any tribute monsters. He still survived this turn. I think this might just be GG's though. One more turn maybe. He's not summoning anything. Thing again. What? Reflect Boundary and Defense? Why? I should have done. Oh, why'd that do that? I should have done one of those other monsters. I would have survived. Oh, that's GG. Now you may be asking, why? No, not why I played like an idiot and destroyed Reflect Boundary instead of literally any of the other ones so I could have another turn. But why even make this video if I lost in the third round, second round, might be considered, honestly? It's because I don't think people are willing to show like their failures anymore, man. There's no stakes anymore in like competitive tourneys that are posted to YouTube channels. They either win or they do really well. And I think that's so boring. Like, what's the point of watching if I already know you're gonna win? Like, it's just like a good show or movie. Like, if the main character's winning all the time, what's the point? There's no tragedy, no loss, no nothing. Then everything feels like so bad. Like, if you know they're gonna win, like, what's the point? Anyway, enough of that tangent. In case you were wondering, the first person that beat me, Cloud of War, ended up getting top 12, being taken out by the person that beat me second, Ray Striker, actually. So he may have went even farther. And Ray Striker, just by luck, that he would end up being 4th overall, which is crazy. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.